Hello everybody, my name's Matt, and welcome back to another Monster Hunter lore video. Today I want to talk a little bit about the Frenzy virus and its impact on MH4U, since I've been kinda replaying it, trying to actually complete it. I wanted to just kinda talk about some things because, for one, it's one of the most lore heavy games in the series, just under World, and it's just kind of a fun topic, and the Frenzy virus is part of a really cool monster, so let's talk about it. So first and foremost, what exactly is this so-called Frenzy virus? The Frenzy virus is a virus that is carried on shedded Gormagala scales. Basically, when this creature known as Gormagala, which is an unknown monster, the guild hasn't really grouped it into anything until they found out about Shigaru Magala, which is its adult form. Basically, kind of like caterpillar and butterfly, it molts into from Gormagala to Shigaru Magala. But basically, the Frenzy virus is carried on its shedded scales after it basically pulverizes its own scales and sends it off into the air, basically to sea, essentially. Basically, Shigaru Magala has eyes, and technically so does Gormagala. But the thing is, with Gormagala, its exoskeleton actually covers its eyes, therefore it can't really see, its eyes are underdeveloped, it can't really use them at all. So what it does is it has two horns that it can flip up at any time. They are called feelers, and basically what they do is they feel the frenzy slash its own scales around the air so that it can basically use it like echolocation. The frenzy virus is essentially a side effect of this seeing echolocation mechanic. Basically, the virus lives on these scales, and it is spread to other creatures by inhaling it and basically just being sopped up into the skin and into the bloodstream and everywhere. It usually goes up into the brain, but it usually doesn't have to. It can spread through the entire body, the heart, the legs, literally anything. So after this virus has been inhaled, it essentially afflicts the mind of the monster and even their physical attributes, like how powerful they are, their muscular strength, their agility, all that kind of stuff. But it essentially makes them more aggressive and able to spread the frenzy virus as well. Basically, as they breathe out or touch anything, it spreads the virus to the other whatever it touched, and therefore it gets spread. Basically, the virus will make them basically boost up all of their stats, their agility, strength, insaneness. They essentially go berserk, and the virus basically wants it to spread itself as much as possible, so it makes them get so aggressive so that it can live longer, spread more, and just live. Now there's two outcomes that can come out from monsters that have been afflicted by the frenzy virus. The first one is that they die. Basically, it makes them go so insane, so berserk, that they can't carry on anymore and they just drop over dead. The other thing that they could do is, if they basically gain control of it, they can become Apex, which that's a whole nother level of difficulty of monster. Basically, it's a monster that has gotten the frenzy virus and is now able to gain all the benefits of the frenzy virus with the echolocation and stuff. They also get like a massive boost in strength, agility, all the things that the frenzy virus normally does, but they gain a symbiotic relationship that, you know, they get power, the frenzy virus is able to spread, and basically to survive. The other thing the frenzy virus will do in this state is also harden the scales or feathers or whatever the monster has, basically making it almost impenetrable to any blade. You have to use an item called a Y-stone, which sharpens up your weapon and polishes it just enough to actually be able to slightly pierce their skin. That's what happens to monsters, but what happens to actual people and hunters themselves? Whenever a hunter is afflicted with the virus, they will begin to incubate the virus as it slowly begins to creep through the human's body. If they fail to stop in time, they will essentially be fully afflicted. Frenzy attacks will be a lot more potent to these hunters who are afflicted, and their armor and skin become a lot softer. Basically, you just take a lot more damage. There's nothing really else that happens other than you could possibly spread the virus, but it's not that bad for a human to get afflicted. It's just you're a lot more, you know, the frenzy virus is a lot more potent to those kinds of people. Now, if a hunter attacks enough and gets aggressive enough, just like a monster, they will actually kind of do the same as an apex monster. They will gain benefits from the frenzy virus. Frenzy attacks will do less damage, and you will do a lot more damage. Basically, you're just gaining all the benefits of the frenzy virus and none of the negatives. So, overall, with hunters, it's not really that bad, but it's still something to look out for lore-wise. Now, sadly, the only game that actually has frenzied monsters and apex monsters is 4 Ultimate. Technically 4 as well, but you know, we don't really care for the normal numbers, so we just say 4 Ultimate. But that game is the only one that actually has those. It is found in other games such as Generations Ultimate, but there's no frenzied or apex monsters or Y-stones. There is Gormagala, there is the debuff, but there's nothing really lore-wise about it. There's nothing really anything to go further than just a small little blight to make Gormagala and Sharuga Magala. No. Shigaru Magala. It's really just a flavorful thing for them, nothing really else. But in 4 Ultimate, it is the main plot device. It is essentially the antagonist. Yes, Shigaru Magala and Gormagala are kind of the antagonist, but it is mainly the frenzy virus itself, because that is actually what's doing it. The Gormagala and Shigaru Magala are just the carriers, the breeders of the virus. It's not really their fault, it's the virus's fault. And even long after Shigaru Magala and Gore are dead, it's still running rampant. Like, you kill them when you first find out about the frenzy virus, but way later down the line you find, you know, a Seregios with the apex properties, and that's long after you killed Shigaru and Gore. So yeah, that's pretty much it about the Frenzy virus. Hit that subscribe button if you want to. You can also hit the notification button, the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload. But yeah, with that being said, for all things Elder Scrolls Monster Hunter, we got you covered. This means gameplay, lore, and much, much more. Hope we cross paths again, Hunter. Happy hunting.